It's the 2020 Great Lakes Valley Conference West Divisional here at Principia College in Elsa, Illinois, hosted by Lyndon Wood, and the victorious SBU Lady Bearcats come away with the win with, let's see, 27 points over runner-up Drury with 35. And ladies, I'll let you introduce yourself from left to right, and you'll give me your year and hometown and high school, and if you feel like telling me your place today, go for it.
Okay, I'm Claudia Nichols, and I'm a freshman. I'm from Hannibal, Missouri.
I'm Alexis Barber. I'm a sophomore from Ozark, Missouri.
I'm Tessa Valdivia. I'm a sophomore. I'm from Blue Springs, Missouri.
I'm Mercy Amet. I'm a freshman and I'm from Guthrie, Oklahoma.
I'm Tabitha Weber and I'm a senior from Marshall, Missouri.
I'm Brooklyn Barber. I'm a sophomore from Ozark, Missouri.
I'm Lainey Williams and I'm a sophomore from Cole Camp, Missouri.
I'm Allison Green. I'm a junior and I'm from Flower Mound, Texas.
My name's Alicia Burgos. I'm a junior from Edmond, Oklahoma.
And ladies, tell me what it was like. Obviously, indoor nationals last March. Get the notice that not only can parents, no spectators of the meet, but the meet's canceled and spring track's canceled. And tell me what it's been like the last basically 7-8 months to not knowing what's going to happen and finally being able to compete this fall. Somebody jump in and tell me what things have been like since then.
It was definitely a hard process, especially since we had been working so hard up to those points and we were hoping to get something to show for it. So it's been definitely a patient process of like just trusting everything that's going on and like trusting in each other that we're putting in the work to show up and to run and be able to race these meets unlike so many other teams. So it's been a trusting process for sure. Somebody else go.
Somebody else jump in there. Tell me what it's like.
Just to build off of that, it's a reminder of what our purpose is, which is something Coach Mack tells us a lot of, remembering why we're out here. And so in those long spring months of just training endlessly, it kind of felt pointless and honestly felt really easy to give up. And so having to remember like this is a gift and why we get to run and why do we run, and it's just because one, we get to glorify God, and two, we just get to come out here and run with one another and uplift one another and just have good fellowship. It's just been a fun time. It's been hard, but it's been a good time.
Has it made you guys value the ability to train with teammates and compete together more?
Absolutely.
I know talking to the Lafayette High School girls here in St. Louis a couple of weeks ago, they were just, their first meet, they were just excited to be on the bus together, traveling to a competition. But what are some of the things that you've realized that you miss so much that might be small things, but you really missed that you didn't have the previous months, summer and spring?
I really miss like band trips, being in a close like band, and just like that was always my favorite part of like cross country season anyways, because we get like real goofy and like there's so many memories that take place outside of the course that you take away and that stick with you. So that's definitely like one I took for granted, was like all the fun road trips, getting to stay in hotels and just be goofy responsibly. So just stuff like that.
Anybody else? Any thoughts, other thoughts that they missed that they realized was fun or something?
I mean, I think it's just the whole team aspect and being encouraged, especially when you're out there, like I said, on those long runs, they get lonely. And so a lot of my teammates, they just come in and they make it goofy and they make it fun. They also just encourage you and like lift you up really well. We have a really good team who love each other well. So I think that was something I definitely took for granted and really missed and glad to have back. So. Well,
the less amount of trips you have in the van means the less times the coach has the chance to lock the keys in the car and have to send parents to the Kansas relays and have to send them all the way back to Bolivar to get a spare set. But talk to me, is this what, race number 2 on the season?
Yep.
You ran in one of the GLVC tri meets 2 weeks ago, I believe, and then you win today with like I said, 27 points out of the 6 teams, and Lisa, you take the win in 21:30 for 6K and 23:08 for Tabitha, and Tess right behind 23:14. Jump in there and talk to me about the race, Alicia, and taking the big win. And obviously, there's coach informs me, obviously not even a spring national cross meet, but so you won't get the chance to repeat as an All-American. But just tell me how today went.
Yeah, today was I think a lot more about mental toughness. So Coach Mack's done a really good job over the last 2 weeks of just testing us mentally and putting us out there in hard situations. It was definitely tougher than I thought it was going to be, especially as I went into that second lap. I could feel myself kind of fading, but trying to remember again like why I'm out here, what I'm doing it for, who I'm doing it for, remembering my teammates and just our bigger goals. And even as we don't have a nationals, I think that was something that was hard for me to come to grips with, because I just kept thinking, what is the point? Why am I even here? But taking each race you can get and running it as if you know it could be our last. You never know.
Sure.
We don't have a nationals, so just coming out here and just doing what I can with what I have, and just trying to push myself as hard as I can, and just for my teammates, and to try to lead well. And yeah.
Tess and Tabitha, were you guys together for most of the meet? My brain doesn't remember. Tell me a little bit about it.
For the most part, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely hard mentally, but like Elysia said, coaches really trained us and pushed us to get to a higher mental level, and so today was a way for us to show that, at least for me.
And are coaches letting you know during the race, position-wise, how you're doing, or did you guys know? When did you find out that you held Drury off, or tell me about how that played out? Do you know, or is he and the staff focusing on where you're at in the race and not worrying about the team at the
Coach definitely lets us know where we're at in the race.
Okay.
He yells pretty loudly, and so that helps us, like, he'll tell us what place we're at and like how much we need to move up, and he also gives us words of encouragement and saying like we can, and he believes we can, so that helps a lot for sure.
And anybody else? What was that like, Tess, with learning that there wouldn't be nationals and you'd just be focusing on indoor and outdoor track this spring?
We're sorry, what'd you say?
Well, once you learned that there wasn't going to be a national cross country meet, and that you're just basically going to run conference in 2 weeks, and then you just head into indoor and outdoor track season if everybody can stay healthy.
It was tough to know that at first, but I trusted in our coach's plan, and I always had to stay positive and just keep my head up for it.
And obviously this win got you into the fast race at conference in 2 weeks, the faster section of the COVID separated races. What's the focus going to be the next 2 weeks as you try to pull off that Great Lakes Valley Conference Championship title?
I mean, it's just, again, going to be remembering our purpose, trying to take all the mental challenges that we can. The hard thing about running and just being about racing is just being mentally tough, and the only way to be mentally tough is to put yourself in mentally tough situations. And I think Coach Mack does a good job of challenging us and putting us in those situations to make us stronger. We do a good job of, like I feel like I've just kept repeating myself, but we do a good job of encouraging one another and lifting each other up through these mentally tough sessions. And we were lucky enough to be out here on this course, which it's going to be for conference, and just taking whatever, the good and the bad and whatever it takes to refuel the fire and just come out here in 2 weeks. I think we're excited. We all have things we can work on. We all have things we did really well, and we're just ready to come back in 2 weeks and just give it one last shot.
Somebody else jump in. What's the big focus that you guys need to work on? Is it fitness level for some of you? It's mentally getting out strong, or staying mentally in the race, late in the race? Somebody else jump in there with one or two more thoughts.
I think something that's going to help is just staying with our teammates and encouraging our teammates through the run, and remembering that Big Bertha is a hill that we get to run out there, and if we can destroy it or dominate it as a team, then we can come out here and dominate a course like this.
Sure.
That's encouragement from the team in Big Bertha.
And what's any dinner plans after the big victory tonight? Is
I'm hoping
your choice, or does Coach? Bread and water. Okay. We're gonna not fish. Is that better than fishes and loaves, or? Well, congrats, ladies. Have a safe trip home, and good luck back here in 2 weeks.
Thank you.